Welcome to the Full Tracy Money Audio Commentary. This is Owen Tracy recording, and it is 3:06 p.m. Central Time, and today is June 14th, and, well, happy Bastille Day to anyone who's celebrating it. And I think the spirit of revolution is certainly in the air when we think about what's going on in the markets. Well, for example, over the weekend, you had President Trump say that he's going to impose a 30% tariff on Europe. And the stock market, yawned. The uh, Nasdaq was down moderately in trading and finished out the day in positive territory. So I think that was rather interesting. But what we did have was Bitcoin breaking out, or extending its breakout. It hit a high today of 123,000. Gold prices today were down a little. Then oil prices down about $1. Then, with all of the talk around tariffs and what it means for the U.S. copper market, copper prices were down 7 cents, coming back towards that 550 level. Then, with the promise that tariffs on Brazil will not be removed, then orange juice was limit up again today, a full $25, and that's an expansion of the daily trading limit. Well, then with all this talk about tariffs, the bond market was pretty much unchanged, and the dollar index was up very slightly. When we think about what else is going on in the world, well, the Chinese market is relatively unchanged. When we think about European markets, well, there's not a lot to report because and there is this, I think, pervasive belief that all of this talk about tariffs isn't going to go anywhere. And that kind of thinking might be dangerous, but we'll see what happens in 2 weeks' time when the August deadline is reached. Now, the more that we think about what's going on in the world today, the greater the incentive is to simply ignore the news and pay attention to what's happening to the price action. Because at least so far, the Nasdaq has held this breakout above the 22,000 level. And it's been pretty quiet for the last 3 weeks as some of that initial short-term overbought condition is unwound. But this is still a pretty consistent trend.